Hello, my name is Tristan, and I don't know, I kind of am like in this reflective but still wanting to talk to spirit mood, and so I was like, maybe I'll record it, and maybe I'll feel like posting it, or I won't. Mm, just a little white light. But I feel it's March 21st. March? March 21st. So the spring equinox was yesterday. So it's like astrological new year, and all of nature is really blooming and ready to grow and expand. And I feel I feel like humanity is really shifting and changing at this time. And I guess there were kind of two main things that I wanted to talk about today. The main one being choosing love over fear and the importance of that. Um, I know everyone's in different stages of what we can call awakening or the ascension process or just of being. But something that has become very clear for me has been that there is a great deal of illusion here on earth. And my understanding is that the soul did come here to experience, to put on some veils of illusion. But my sense and understanding is that there has been maybe there's been a bit of manipulation um, with that agreement. And manipulation for me meaning that there may be things that have been intentionally made more difficult to get to return to our awakened state, remembering that we are all one. But I don't know. But I think I see a lot of pushing of fear, and it feels like this has been in the works for a very long time. Um, and I think now, for especially for those of us who are like I guess considered to be awakened and consider ourselves to be awakened, it's really important to make conscious choices and to use our discernment at this time. Even I think like with the things that we watch, on Instagram or YouTube that are like going down the rabbit hole and things like that. And I think awareness is so important. I myself have been really curious and learning about some things, particularly about like digital twins and how our biofield has been kind of intentionally hidden from us, but is maybe being utilized with wearable devices and things like that. And I'm just learning about it. It's just something I'm learning about. Um, doesn't mean it's relevant to you in your life, or has to be, I guess. But I think something that's really important is because I was kind of scrolling on Instagram earlier in the day, and I noticed this video that like someone who I really like, who I kind of consider like someone I appreciate their perspective on spiritual things, kind of reposted. I don't know, something like that. But the video was like, or maybe they just liked the video, something like that. And I'm not trying, and I don't mean this from a place of judgment, but something that came into my mind as I was watching the video was about another rabbit hole. Maybe true, maybe not. I don't know. But to me, it was like, why is this being posted? Why is it being posted on a platform that is, we know is monitored, we know is free, so meaning that we are the product, and so on and so forth. And I think just utilizing for me, it felt like I wanted to share the message of you, like honing our discernment with the things that we engage in and things that we expose our consciousness to, and expose ourselves to. And just thinking about, well, why? It's one thing to be aware. I think it's really important to be aware. And I think it's another thing to become like zoned in on something and hyper focused on something that we may lose sight of the bigger picture here for those of us who are awakened, especially for those of us who connect with, relate to in some sort of way of creating a new earth, of creating heaven on earth, of having a peaceful world, of having a more loving community, a more loving world, whatever, however you relate to that. I think it's about balancing our awareness with holding our intention and holding our focus and being diligent in our practices and being diligent in how we, with the energy that we radiate out, and how we care for our bodies and how we care for our energy bodies. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's something that was I thought about today. Just choosing love over fear, and choosing focus. Choosing divine focus over fear. That's what I'm feeling. Choosing divine focus over fear. And letting ourselves be seen. You can't see the car at all. I got to work on my recording equipment. But multifaceted, unique nature, letting yourself be seen. And I feel like we let ourselves be seen when we're in our authenticity, when we're really being ourselves and really investing in ourselves and really taking care of ourselves and our energy, because we really are just energy beings. This is just a space. This is just kind of a, how we kind of play, but we're energy. So that was, I guess, the main thing. I know I said two things. I don't know if I remember the second thing now. Oh, the second one was, I personally feel that there has been a great deal of propaganda around our galactic family. And I guess, like with all things in life, with humans, as we are one, there are some humans who are self-serving, and there are some humans who love unconditionally. So I feel, and I have connected with galactic beings who love me and love humanity unconditionally, and there are a large, large number of them. And I think that many of us may know that disclosure is at hand. I like how some people say we are the disclosure because we have galactic DNA. And it goes back into kind of point one of choosing love over fear, and of being in the heart and being able to feel what is real, to feel what is true, to feel what loves you unconditionally, to feel what doesn't love you, because you can feel the energy. Like when you're talking to someone who seems really nice, they're like, oh my God, you're so great, I like you so very much. But then you have a feeling like something's off. I feel kind of uncomfortable around this person. I don't like being around them too long. And that is your feeling, that is your intuition, that is your energy bodies picking up on the unseen with the two eyes. If you're not, seeing other things, I guess, clairvoyantly. And so I think there may be a lot of things that will present themselves to us, but it's on us to be centered and grounded and trusting ourselves, and to use our discernment to feel what is loving and to fear that which seeks to put you into a place of fear, which ultimately seeks to keep you stuck in a lower vibration, that seeks to keep you stuck in past ways of doing things. Because when you're stuck, like when you're scrolling your phone, you're kind of in this stasis, you're just kind of stuck. You're not really doing much energetically. And then it can be an opportunity for your energy to be siphoned. It can be an opportunity for you to give away some sovereignty, right? When you're stuck, you're not necessarily being authentically you. Being stuck is different from resting. So don't confuse it. I hope that what I'm saying is not going to, be taken that way. But I think just stay in your sovereignty. I think it's really important to have a spiritual practice. If I could talk to every single person and give them my unsolicited advice, I'd be like, make sure you have some sort of practice, like how we brush our teeth each day, or we put on clothes each day. Oh, my throat. That we have, excuse me. That feels significant, that we have practices Um, a practice. It can be listening to the birds sing in the morning. It can be singing to yourself. It can be meditation, which I recommend. But have something where you are grounded and in your own energy, and you remember that you are in the driver's seat. Let's see. I'm kind of curious to see if I get a card. What card comes through with Spirit here? And then we'll bring this to a close. Interesting. Moving on. Moving on from heartache and loss. I think it's time to move on. I think we're collectively all moving on. Moving on from heartache and loss, being trapped, moving on from the energies that can have us be really stuck. So it's not to say that these feelings and emotions don't come. I think it's another thing to maybe consciously keep choosing the same way of being. So I think like we go through heartache and sadness comes up, and sometimes you're sad for a couple of days or a week or a month, right? But not allowing ourselves to be trapped in that, and realizing that we can always recalibrate. Rest and rejuvenate was at the bottom of the deck. That we can always recalibrate, and that while there may be sadness, there is still also all of our beingness. There's still this beautiful like flame within that is wanting to express itself and be itself while honoring the sadness, while feeling the sadness. It's here for the all, right? We're here for all of the human experience. So that includes sadness, that includes heartache and loss, that includes fear, but it also includes not being trapped in it, because we're here for the totality of it. We're here for all of it. I don't know if that I hope it makes sense. And I know there will be those who understand what I'm saying. I love this. I did not do this on purpose. Stepping stones. Take the next step. Let go of the old paradigm. And that's what we're doing here. We're moving on. We're letting go of the old. We're letting go of the old. And so as we take the next step, as we come into awareness of what the old paradigm was doing, and that's so important, right? Because we have a right to know. Just saw a little blue, it was like a blue little, it was really cute. It's like a blue little light. It was so cute. It's on my wall. It was like a little energy or spirit or something. Blue, throat chakra, speaking your truth. Archangel Michael, protection. What was I saying? Yeah, we're just taking the next step. We're letting go of the old paradigm. And we're letting go of that like stuck energy. And we're moving on to realizing all that the human can do, because it's a lot. God, source, whatever you want to call it, really showed out when he, she, they, it designed the human. That's all I gotta say.